Good afternoon, everyone. I'm back to do another video. This is going to be a very impactful one, a very deep one. I was hearing Dead Sea Scrolls, and so I looked it up. I had heard of this before, but I'm just in shock because I was channeling for myself this morning and I saw myself in meditation unlocking a part of myself that would be able to come back online as that ancient scribe that I used to be. I still am. I guess you never really lose these abilities, but the world perhaps needs this gift come online for me to be able to channel for people and help guide people. So Dead Sea Scrolls. So that is the Asian. It's a salt lake in Asia. So it borders Palestine, I believe, in Israel. So we know the history there. It was in the 1940s, I believe, that they found these scrolls in a cave and in that water source. And I visited caves this summer as well. So I just feel like it's a mirroring of my life and everything that I've gone through up until this point. And we're continuing to clear curses and phantom energy, dark, nefarious energy that would otherwise keep us bound to a very low vibrational ancient way of existing, of interacting with each other. And that would be an embodiment of fear, doubt, we're like all low vibrational things. Judgment is huge. The Hierophant is here, so I'm really happy to see that our guides are supporting us here because some people are still in this hangman position, but they're ready to be enlightened. Otherwise, you don't go into this position, right? So these are higher. This is a higher arcana card, and it's a higher spiritual teaching that I think many people are ready to receive, which is probably why I'm going to be having part of my ancient gifts come online because it's time. And so the scrolls represented early, very early teachings and channelings, most likely. I understand it to be more channelings now because nobody owns the information. We channel it for the world. So, and so these ancient scrolls probably have really important information that was hidden and probably needs to be shared with the world in a different way for people. And I think the world is ready to receive the information and process it with a different perspective and a different intellect. Because as we pull up and out and detach from quote unquote the matrix in that older timeline where we were trapped with these concepts of religion and hierarchy and even a monarchy type of system doesn't work, and in the end failed because of the money aspect, and greed took over and power and all of these things, where when it's one over someone else, it causes harm to the other person. That's an imbalance. Even if it's a system, many of our systems here do that. You just need to go outside. It doesn't matter which part of the world you live in anymore. I know my little community, it's a remote northern Ontario community. I never used to see homelessness and mental health at the degree that I'm seeing it now. And I remember growing up, there was one person who chose to be kind of on his own on the streets, and we all kind of took care of him. But he, and when we would engage and talk with him, it was very clear from his perspective that he was okay. He knew how to access what he needed, and he just was happy to live like that. But now it has changed, right? So, and this is why I feel as you start to detach from that matrix and you bring in more light, that dark, murky thing, energy stuff will kind of kick up again, and it's an opportunity to clear. So as that amps up, we need to amp up because you need to match the energy. And it's not a competition, it's for support. So we need even more light as we continue to clear. And that's a good sign because I feel like more people are willing and wanting and ready to receive. So I apologize if the visuals isn't the greatest. I have the sun shining on me so bright, and I don't want to not sit here. It's shining on my third eye actually, so it's probably providing me with an upliftment and a healing and a clearing that I require to be able to move forward with my life in the way that I need to. But certainly let's channel the cards and see what is coming forward here for us. But I'm going to be honest that what triggered me researching again real quick Dead Sea Scroll was I was reading here this card earlier, and it's Halo Gold, Dead Sea Salt, Platinum Iron. Okay, so enthusiasm, spontaneity, and protection. So we are protected. The 44 is a mastery number. If you were incarnated at the time that those scrolls were developed, perhaps, if you touch them in any capacity, I just feel like this could be for a very prescribed group of people from that timeline, all those thousands of years ago, that might require some support in moving forward here, maybe coming back online to continue to do that work because we're ready to receive it in a different way now. So it would be ongoing channeling information and energy to bring it into this new timeline and the new earth, people are calling it. It doesn't matter how you attribute the language to what's happening in your own experience, but I do believe for everybody it'll be kind of individual, but at the same time there's a greater goal that we're all seeking, and that's just to live a happier, healthier life, a higher vibrational life with more freedom, more independence, more sovereignty, more authenticity, and more supportive. So I think that this is going to allow us to do that. For me, the crystals are key. Okay, they're my guides. I do channel quite deep levels with them, and I do a lot of my healing work with them. That's my reality. That's my belief. Those are the intentions I set, so that's what I create. Okay, if you don't believe, then that's not for you. You could be manifesting in a different way. One's not right, one's not wrong over the other. It's just different for everyone. But for me, if you connect with my channel, if you resonate with my channel, I'm always bestowing gifts of love and light through the crystals, and I'm also sharing codes as well, I'm being told. So that's really, really important. So right now, we can't jump too far ahead because we are a collective, and we need to ensure that the people that are in our group that need extra help can come along and continue to maintain their journey and their path with us, because we need every single person in their positions to do what we need to do as a collective, okay, for the higher and greater good of all, and we all benefit from that. So I feel like there's a lot of masculine energy on the board. It feels very masculine to me. The feminine energy is more etheric, supporting these masculines in the fields, okay? So if you're not together with your person, even if it's a friend, or you've incarnated as a friend here, you're connecting more as a friend, colleague, lover, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. It's just that relationship that's key, and we need to make sure that it's strong and that both counterparts continue to support each other with light and love to be able to do that mission work, okay? So we're just bestowing a lot of love here to this masculine who's a little bit stuck. The Hangman is not an easy position to be in. I feel like it's going to be short-lived, though, that they were kind of put in this position for a reason, because there were things that they weren't seeing properly, these specific masculines here that are stuck. My right ear is ringing, so that's confirmation. And they just needed extra help. I'm feeling like there's an element of greed related to the material world that kept them bound, and they can't move up with that trapped in their fields. They have to release that, which means they have to trust that they'll be okay. They have to trust that, there's more to existing than material things. It's important to have material things in the sense of having shelter, to feel safe and secure, to have clothing, to feel safe when you go out into the world, to have food, to have items that make you feel comfortable, to have medicine, but it's all how we connect to the world. So it's a reciprocal relationship. It's supposed to be, right? We've lost that. And with the reconciliation currently underway, with the decolonization of many countries that are choosing to do this at this time, my hope is that elders that are tasked with teaching the rest of the population around them about the earth and Mother Gaia in the spiritual realm to rebuild that relationship, because it was taken from us in a very, very dark, horrific way. And that's not okay. And it's basically coming back home to self. And that's part of it too. That's why we're seeing it manifest in our physical world, because we're doing it inside of ourselves first and foremost, spiritually. Okay. So, I feel like these masculines are open to it. They just need our love and support. And once we connect to them, let's just kind of share that golden rose. I really relate with the rose gold energy. So I'm seeing that right now. And it's mostly kind of like you see my hand here, and it's in their structure on the bottom lower right. So we're just going to infuse that rose gold light, and I have smoky quartz here as well, just to protect, not too much. That was enough. We're just going to step back here. And so I'm seeing guides in all corners of the grid here for this reading as well. So we're completely safe. Your masculines are safe. You're safe. So we're going to just sit here for a second and just hold the energy for them and send them love and light and just surround them with that love. Okay, perfect. So they've released something. So whatever it is that they needed to release, they just let it go, which is fantastic. So they were holding on to a false idea of something, either about themselves or something in their environment or both. They are ready to move forward, and they understand they can't take it with them. And so they've let that go. Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. That's congratulations, person here. This is really, really good. Just know that you're safe. These are your guides, or this is a very mature person in your life, in these masculines' lives, that are helping them achieve this. Because nobody should ever feel like they're alone, because we're not alone, okay? And I know it can be tough sometimes when it feels like that. But when you do, you have to go even deeper. You need to go even, isolate even more, and mindfulness is key, and prayer is key. Okay, however you pray, doesn't matter. It's not like what necessarily was taught through religion. And I'm not saying that's bad. If you feel comfortable with that, that's okay. But that's not the only way. That's my message. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying there's all kinds of beautiful ways that you pray. People can pray, okay? It's just, I know that word is triggering sometimes to people. So I just wanted to kind of elaborate to make sure that my messaging and my channeling is very clear. So we have the black tourmaline here that's protecting the space here, and that's from this is still the same kind of area that I did my previous channeling this morning. So go and look at that if you feel so guided. But certainly, our masculines are ready now. The ones that had fallen behind are ready to move forward. My left ear was just ringing here. But it's a balancing for me. And it's a clearing as well of a past life linked to ancient texts. I think that ended up like it was a misinterpretation of the way that it was being translated. So nothing was done on purpose for the ones I'm channeling anyway, but if you were tasked with that job and it was tainted after, you're not responsible for that. So we're just going to clear the area for you and free yourself from that, because it's, maybe some people are blaming themselves, for something, if there were harms that occurred afterwards, or if their information was used in a nefarious way. That's not okay. It's kind of like Yeshua after he left, the physical plane anyway, the way that everything was kind of twisted, and he wasn't here to defend himself. He wasn't here when the quote unquote Bible was put together. And certainly he wasn't at the top of that grouping of people that made those decisions, because I'm sure that we would not be reading the same book. That's what I'm channeling for, I feel, is people that may have been involved with stuff like that. And if you were in a way where you were misguided, or you were lost, or if you were in your shadow, or if you were easily kind of pulled in a different direction, even though your heart was really intended to channel the light in the way that Yeshua was here to do it, then maybe this is an opportunity for forgiveness, an opportunity for a reset, an opportunity for a release, to let go and to reset yourself back to that original blueprint, back to that original message that Yeshua brought. Okay, that was meant to be shared with the world. And I know it wasn't a power over for him. I know that. And I know a lot of people also didn't understand what he was talking about. It's really hard as an advanced soul, when you come into an area that's very dark, that's not evolved, it's very difficult. It's very difficult. So, but we have to keep going, and it's about evolving and growing. So, my guides are clapping. They're ready to see the light. They're ready to face the truth, is what I'm getting. Your person will connect with you very shortly, because they for some, they've already seen the light. For others, they have let go in order to catch up, to come more into the light, which is really, really good. They're hanging on to, they're going to be able to hang on now to the proper material things that will help them channel. So if it's a piece of jewelry, if it's an item, if it's a crystal, if it's a coin, there's some material item I'm seeing this person have in their hand and they're rubbing it, or they have it close to their heart. If it's a piece of jewelry, maybe a chain, or if it's in their pocket, or if it's in their home on a table, on a mantle, and under their pillowcase, whatever, it's going to help provide the protection, the clearing, the healing, the guidance to get to where they need to go, to connect more to their heart space, to connect with their guidance team. Okay, so let's read this card here. Temperance card, the God of Joy, card 35. Reconciliation regains the favor of those. Reconciliation regains the favor of those one has offended. Yeah, see. So penance, right? And we can ask for forgiveness and find our way back to the light, so we can continue in love and light. All right, so I feel like for some of us, this is what we have to do. And you'll be afforded the clearing right now to do it, the protection to do it. And any energies that participated in in like dumping confusion in your fields at the time in that life where you were tasked with a job of light and it turned kind of dark, just know that energy and entity will not be allowed to follow you into your new timeline if you haven't shifted yet into the timeline where you belong. For many of us, we're already on our new timeline, so we're traveling back today to help people kind of catch up, right? Just know that you're protected if you want to do it. And now's your opportunity to do that, because that's a lot of the work that I do. I'm a mission, I'm a guide. It's going to allow you to release a lot of pressure that you've had, a lot of burdens, a lot of fears, a lot of worries. And a lot of this is that you will be okay. If it's divine masculine who's concerned about providing in a way that he felt he had to, I think he's going to be able to step back and see it from a different perspective, that not everything falls on this person alone. When you're in a relationship with someone, it's supposed to be a shared relationship. I'm getting previous relationships with this person. He was the sole provider and he just couldn't sustain the pressures too much. And so it played part in the breakdown of these unions here. But with this new timeline, people aren't engaging in that way anymore. People are becoming more independent, and we need to be. You can still share your life with someone, but it's more as a life partnership. It's not a patriarchal way of operating where there's oppression and one over a competitive sort of a portrayal of a transmission of energy. No. Sport has become like that. It's gross. It's toxic. It's dangerous. It needs to stop. We've lost the concept of true sportsmanship. and money has taken over. I think about the NHL, the original teams, and the leagues, and the league at that time. A lot of those players had actual jobs, and they played the sport for fun, and that was the best hockey. When you look back, it was the best hockey to watch. Okay. And so, it requires an overhaul, in my opinion. And my son, even though he loves sport, he really struggles with the competitive aspect of it, in that most kids do not engage in a way that is the same way that he sees it and feels it. So he really struggles. Don't get me wrong, he accepts that it is a competition, but he struggles with the way that everything's emphasized on a win, and the loss of working together as a team, because there's so much to learn from all that. But he just really struggles. So, but he still engages in it, and I still support him, and I encourage him, because, it's important to be physically active. It's important to have fun in doing that. Your body needs to be in movement. So there's still a lot to be learned from it. And I always remind him that you're a person that might be there to remind people that there is a different way of doing it. I know it's hard, but shine your light, be you, and just, be strong. So easier said than done, but certainly we help guide him and support him. So let's see what else here. Oh, Michael. Oh, yeah, he came through earlier. The Chariot, who is like God, perseverance, success in conflict, overcoming adversity. Need I say more? You're going to achieve that, and you're going to be successful. Okay, masculine, and everyone involved here, you have the protection of this legion to do this work. You have the protection of this legion to now move out of an area that you no longer want to be in, or a way of being, whatever it is that you need to change and want to change and come out of. You've got the protection. You just need to call upon, okay? That's great. There we go. So there's going to be a balancing of within a union here, and even if it's with yourself, that there's going to be more give and take, and more of an equal balance, and you'll see more return coming in as well. Okay, so good for you. If you're always giving from a place of love and light, that's okay. I feel for some of us, we gave probably a little bit more, but it'll balance itself out now. It's coming, that energy is coming forward, which is great. Look, soulmate, alchemy, number 8, that's my life path number. Embracing loving presence. Okay, so now we're going to talk romance. Okay, so if your person has been kind of holding themselves back a little bit, that's because they needed to do a lot of the clearing and a lot of the preparatory work. Just talked about that. Now we're coming into union with your soulmate, with your higher divine counterpart, and just know that the recent times you would have spent together, because in this case, I'm channeling for people that have already met and seen each other. And it's not to say that if you're watching this and you haven't, and you feel it, then it just hasn't manifested in the physical, but it's coming. It's coming. Doing the work that I just channeled today might assist in doing that. So I feel like this person has the higher understanding of what this relationship truly means now. Okay, these are both counterparts. And I feel like this is the feminine, this is the masculine, because I feel like the masculine, again, this was kind of bogging him down, and he was confused and was a little bit lost. From the heart space, though, he wasn't, but it was like mind fuckery, like mind confusion, that kind of thing. So again, I talked about black magic this morning, and we're just kind of still clearing that out. Whew. As my washer's just spinning out of... Not out of control. I was going to say that. I stopped myself, but just really, really fast. All right. And it's a cleansing wash that I'm doing. There's no clothes in it. It's just I like to clean it every once in a while, and I disinfected everything this morning, which is really good. So we're moving in the right direction, most definitely. I feel like there would have been, like I talked about, a tower moment that was experienced here with both of you, but it's very positive. But I think you are already higher evolved in this regard, Divine Feminine. You already knew about all this stuff, okay? This person's just coming online with it, and that's okay. He'll catch up, and it'll come in very quickly, and it'll be fine. I feel like because he's struggling and letting go of the old parts of that matrix of himself that no longer is in resonance, it can be very scary. So if you've provided gifts, like I said, like I remember earlier I was saying I could see the person kind of holding on to something, it's helping. And one of the cards that was mixed in this deck here is my own, and it said, I looked at crystals for you, I did research on this. So I feel like it's more so though doing research on the crystals you would have provided. I know for my person, I gave crystals, and then after a little while, I sent information on each one, just in case, you know, he was curious. And so I feel like now he's kind of circling back around to those write-ups, and he's reading through it. And then he's going to then do his own research. And so then I've provided two each visit, you know, crystals. The first one, like I said, I provided all the write-ups. The second one, I didn't. I just left the crystals there. So I feel like he could be trying to figure out what they are as well, but he really likes them and really likes them and wants to continue to work with them, which is a really fantastic message to receive, because that's the whole point of having these crystals around, is to help, you know, shift the energy that's required. So here, Ascended Master number 36, Truth, Self-Worth, Up-Leveling, and then the Ruby Peridot, Celebration, Prosperity, and Coherence, number 20. So again, a balancing. And I feel like we were talking about Yeshua, who we know is an Ascended Master, and Lord Buddha as well. What a beautiful energy. If ever you've had the honor of working with these ascended masters, you know their strength and power only in that the love is so beautiful, and the insight is incredible, and there's a lot to learn from them and to take from them. And I feel like if you're ready and open as a soul, they will present themselves to you in meditation, and then you know, provide you with the guidance that you need. And that's, see it at the heart space there, the crown chakra as well. I feel like that's what's happening to this masculine here. He's leaning towards this, he's leaning into it, and maybe at first it was a little bit off-putting, or he was confused or not sure, thought it was kind of strange. And that's typically the reaction we get, you know, when we do start to kind of bring this back online. But I feel like now it's providing a source of enlightenment and support and comfort. And the more he looks into it, the more he sees, oh my goodness, there's so much out here. Like, it's a whole world that he's becoming open to, and it's not strange at all. And more people are finding a lot of insight and a lot of guidance with it, and it's really, really good. I feel like I'm channeling for people that are going to receive beautiful gifts of engagement with this ruby, but I'm seeing it more as a diamond ring for a marriage or a commitment, and it'll be prosperous, and because you're in balance with each other, that's why it'll succeed, and you'll be able to celebrate, and you should, because it's not everyone that can achieve this union in this way. And these are unions that are higher, that are highly vibrational, and they're guided by higher vibrational beings as well, and you'll be afforded the protection that you need to maintain that relationship, to then share it with the world. Okay, these are not easy unions to maneuver. And it's tough, and we do need support. So I'm really, really, really touched by this card here. And there's so much honor and respect here from these ascended masters that know how hard it is to be incarnated in this physical plane of existence. It's really hard. It's not every soul that wants to achieve this level of learning or this level of ascension or enlightenment. Doesn't mean better. It's just different. And this is the concept of duality here. That's tough, right? And that's, you know, why we need to really be mindful and do our work when we see that we're in an imbalance kind of a energy sometimes. So they just want me to bring in some more angel light here. Let's see. Eight of Cups. So God, the pleasure of man's children. Interesting. What is this here? Let's see. Sorry. Transformation gives consolation in adversity. Oh, I was talking about my son earlier, right? And that this angel is going to help transform us out of this competitive nature, probably. That's why Eight of Cups is like a walking away of these old templates. So that's fantastic, and that's why the World card's here. Let's see what this one says. God, the source of wisdom, fountain of wisdom, gives success in all ventures. You see? Oh, I thought Merkaba, but I can't pronounce any of these beautiful beings here, but like Queen of Pentacles, the eternal God. Intellectual lucidity provides consolation and compensation. So the Queen of Pentacles made an appearance in our previous reading, and I feel this is our embodiment, Divine Feminine, of those of us who are tasked with these jobs of being scribes and sharing divine knowledge. And similar to these ascended masters, may not be on that grand scale, but it doesn't matter. The percentage that you're responsible for is a perfect equation, and the perfect amount that God requires for the greater good of all. And it all works together like a fine oiled machine. It's all orchestrated that way. Okay, it's all designed that way, and it's okay. That's the way it's supposed to be. So a lot of us are coming back online to ancient wisdom here, and that's why these guides are here to help support that and to bring it online. So there's still some sort of struggle here. Yeah, see the Chariot? Okay, yeah, of course. So it's a letting go of this drained energy and this drama and this worry that there's something wrong if you believe in these things. I feel like for some masculines, they have people in their life that are trying to pull them back into this like archaic way of being and this old oppressive way of translating religion, and teachings and things like that. And no. I feel like he's ready to let that go. Because you've provided enlightenment somehow, if you're the other person, okay, to this person who's struggling. And he knows that he's smart enough to do his own research. And I think he's doing it a little bit. And he's shocked at the difference in he's shocked at the difference in the way that information has been shared with him. So if you shared it with him in one way and he's receiving it in another way, it's like basically the light and the dark. It's his task. It's not my job to convince anyone of anything, but it is my job if I'm guided to share information. Then that soul who's receiving it is responsible to do their own work. I'm not tasked with like telling people, and I don't provide it that way, that this is what it is. No. Even when my children come to me and have questions, it's like, well, what do you think? And we have a conversation. Okay, and so that's what it means to be a guide. So I feel like these ascended masters are reaching out and are responding to these prayers for help and are going to help guide this person with just sharing information. And then this person is tasked with making decisions about what feels good to them and what doesn't, what they feel will work and what they feel doesn't work. And that's okay. But they're moving forward here. They want another, I heard reunion, but they want another encounter with you, another chance to get together to then talk more about some of these things perhaps, and they'll have more questions. I see a card sticking out here. Let's see. Sugilite, sorry, platinum. Number 11, there's that union number, mastery number, wholeness, forgiveness, dreams. Yeah, he received information in his dreams. He knows that he needs to apologize if he's done some wrongs here in this regard, okay? And the rose quartz, platinum, gentleness, tenderness, cherishing, that's you. Look again, mastery number. And my buzzer's ringing on my dryer. So this is confirmation in a big way that we're shifting out of the old into the new. If you were worried that this person that you've recently reconnected with or come into contact with or met wasn't coming or wasn't like going to be able to do it, just know that they are, and they're fighting hard. And that's because you're standing there with your beautiful light and your gentleness, and you're not oppressive in any way. You're providing space. You have the exact equation, the balance. You're balanced, you're strong, you're sensitive, yet powerful and discerning. You've also spoken some harsh truths here too, probably, and sometimes it's hard for people to hear. But if you love people, you tell the truth. Meaning, I don't like when you do this. I don't like when you treat me this way. And why are you holding back? Why are you stagnant? I feel the love. It's powerful. Okay. It's okay to share. It's okay to share. And so, and it's okay not to have all the answers either. Take your time. But it's important to talk about it. It's important to talk about it. Right now, I feel like it's more etheric, it's more spiritual, it's more energy, but it'll come. It'll come. He has a lot of letting go here. Hi, Misty Girl. Thank you. Hello. There she is again. Always supporting us. Right, Misty? Yeah. And Michael's shifting and making some adjustments here to the fields to make sure that they have the support that they need to move forward. Oh yeah, see, he's moving. Oh, there's that Ace of Wands from earlier. He's moving towards that. Yeah, do you see? This is a thing of the past. I'm getting that this person was also worried about another masculine, perhaps that's in your life, or if you don't know that this person's interested in you, or if you do know who it is, either way, I think that person was a little bit worried, but he needs to be strong and confident within himself and what he has to offer if you are single and there's multiple options out there for you, okay? He's working through a lot. And do you see the rainbow on the screen there? Oh my God, that's beautiful. And there was a rainbow in my reading earlier this morning with let go and flow. So this masculine is learning to do that. And he's very much dreaming about what things could be like, but you can't sit there and just be in dreamland forever. You need to eventually move out of that. So I feel for some feminines, you may have called this person out if somebody was stuck and stagnant and not really making changes that you would like to see. We don't stay in stagnancy, we move. And I move quick. So, and in order for things to shift, you do need to move and change. So I feel like, this is going to offer support for those who are scared and stuck to come out from that shadow and step into the light and receive, and you'll be guided and it'll be beautiful. Okay. They're becoming the kings that they're meant to be. So let's see here. Oh, there's the Emperor. Look. He's ready. Feels powerful, but with you by his side. He's had lives where he was alone and that was a very lonely life, But now that you've surfaced and you're showing your light and he knows that you're okay and you're safe and you've got it and you're in a position where you can just share your lives without the burden of taking care of, where it's like an overgiving. Or multiple responsibilities for us. We've had lives where we've had to do a lot and it was really hard, especially if you chose mission over love. I don't feel like that's the case anymore, and I feel like we're just clearing out a lot of old past hurts around all those lives where there was imbalances like that. And I feel like this life is for enjoying the abundance finally, if you're owed, and for many of us we are. And we're still in service, though. It's not like you sit here and take. No. But certainly when it's time to collect and you're in your abundance life, then that's when it comes in. And with all these mastery numbers coming up, like in that Ascended Master card, I feel like that's confirmation. And you have protection, like I said. All right. This is your soulmate. If you weren't sure, it is. It's a higher divine counterpart. And so it's beautiful. And maybe this person is needing confirmation about this too. They might receive it in dream state, but just know that they're going to get the messages that they need to feel more comfortable and confident coming forward. but you're doing everything perfectly. You know, we're not in a position here of the chasing and all that stuff. Like, that's not what this is. Okay. The runner chaser is what they're saying, yeah. There's a lot of love here, as there should be. It's beautiful. So this release is happening. Thank goodness. I'm really, really happy to see that. So let's see here. One last card. Queen of Wands. Woo! And the King of Wands was here. It's another match. Divine power guards against mental trouble. This is you. You're affording your King of Wands this protection for him to be able to figure things out. So keep doing you, Divine Feminine. Don't change anything. Keep moving forward. Do you, and everything will be okay. On that note, wishing everyone so much love and light. Take care.